So how's it going? So today I just felt like doing a special type video, like a not normal that I do because I've never done like such a video. That I'm talking about a single Warframe, and I've never done that really. I've done the all Warframes video like a loadout of the mods, and it's not really reliable now because of the new system of the modding in the Warframes, but still you can check that out if you want some information and stuff. And today I'm gonna talk about Trinity because Trinity is one of the Warframe that has always been like in big changes. Like she hasn't been like the same like every single update. Like every update she has like a big difference. Like for example, before her blessing skill gave her immunity, so she will be like having hysteria. I think that's hysteria, or the ultimate of Valkyr or Iron Skin from Rhino, or Riftwall from Limbo. Now that we have him, that you don't take any damage and you don't take any lockdowns or any debuff. Uh, but now she doesn't have that in Blessing. Blessing now only just recovers all your health and actually makes you take less damage depending on how much health and shields you recovered. But her skill Link actually got the buff. So if you use Link, you will get immunity to debuffs and to any type of knockdown. But you won't get immunity to damage. You'll still take damage, but you'll take less than normal. Now, obviously, you can just see right here that you need some good mods. So basically, I'm doing this for more MLG pros, if you know what I mean. So we start with the aura. She doesn't really need the aura, and I'll explain you why in a bit. So blessing, well, you can just spam blessing a lot of times because if you need energy, you can always use energy vampire, which just recovers bunch of your energy. I'll have some footages that I just recorded 5 minutes of me playing in Saturn. It will show you like if you use the energy vampire and you are out of energy or don't have a lot of energy, you can just use it and recover a lot of energy, and that's already enough to get blessing. So you don't need energy siphon, and because you have blessing, you recover your health. So you really don't need rejuvenation for anything or any of other auras like that, like the physic. You could have a rifle amp or steel charge. They are good mods because they add buffs to damage. From dash, that's really nothing that important, like that people normally use. That is actually good. For example, yeah, you could just use rifle amp or steel charge for rejuvenation and not use rejuvenation. But I'm just using rejuvenation because it matches the polarity, and I don't want to polarize with the format. Now you might notice something is that I don't have the correct format. I think it's supposed to be two Ds, but with the new system I had two formats on her. On Trinity, I lost two polarities for some reason, but it doesn't really matter because as you can see, I still have 3 more capacity. And obviously, I got dashes, and that dash doesn't really do anything in this build because as you can see, I have no dash with more than 10 besides rush, so I could just use this. But it doesn't really matter because what am I going to do for capacity? Really much nothing. Now, I could use it on narrow-minded, but it will take a lot of range, so I would prefer having a 4 to the top narrow-minded, so it doesn't really affect your range to link. That's why you have range and for stretch, for example. So your link range will just be normal. You don't have deep buff, but you get a lot of duration. Your link, if you have it max, you have 25 seconds with link, and I don't know how much, like 20 with blessing or 15. I don't remember. Now you only use continuity and never mind, as I said, for duration you'll have 25 of link, and that's the one that we're really looking for. And strange is just to not interfere with the range that you take off from narrow-minded. you absolutely need natural talent because her abilities are really slow to do. So if you don't have natural talent, you most likely die while trying to use their skills. We obviously need to use flow and streamline to use their skills. Obviously, you can use energy vampire, but yeah, it's better if you have flow and streamline. And you can use intensify. The intensify is used for blessing because in a recent update, blessing doesn't recover all your health and shields unless you have range mod. I mean a strafe mod. So if you have it max, it will recover a bunch of your shields and health, but you need intensify at least 25% of intensify for it to actually recover all your health and shields. And then you have another mod space that, in my opinion, I prefer rush because if you really need, it's just for mobility because I prefer a fast trinity that actually just runs around and you can just use it just so for mobility. Obviously, you can leave it for example, rage. Let me just find it. Rage that, yeah, it is useful using rage in Trinity, but because you have an energy vampire, you recover a lot of energy. So really, there's no need of getting rage in this build because we're not gonna do anything really. So I'll just stick with rush, so you actually have an extra speed. Now, if you had the helmet from before, or you have this helmet that gives extra duration, that's good. That's good, it actually just buffs you a little bit. Now, I'll talk about the skills. Basically, the first skill, Well of Life, really isn't that useful. The problem is, when you use it, I'll just recommend you using it on really tough enemies, so they'll say the time that you have, like 20 seconds for me. With this build, I have 20 seconds, 32 to be exact, that the enemy will just stay up in the air and they can't attack you. So I recommend you using it on bombards, for example. But the problem is when you use it, they recover the whole health, and they have more health than before. And the reason why is the more damage you do to them, the more health you get, and that really doesn't matter because you can always use blessing to get all your health back. So really, Well of Life is just in case of emergency that you really need to just take out the enemy out. Like if you're using Limbo and you just want to send to the void. Basically, they just can't attack you. You can attack them, but you really don't do a lot of damage to them. So you just gotta shoot a lot. You just so they don't kill you. Now, Energy Vampire, as I said, it really recovers a lot of energy. So if you really need energy, you can just use it in one or two enemies, and that's it. That's good. And I really recommend you using this like not when you need energy, but doing sometimes because when your team actually uses energy. And remember that Trinity is a support class, so use Energy Vampire sometimes just to recover energy to your team, because that's what she is all about. She's a support class. She needs to support the team. Now, Link, as I said, it is just so every damage you take and every debuff and every knockdown you take it will just be used in the enemy. So basically, like some of the damage, like half of the damage, I mean 75 of the damage is reduced, and not a lot of enemies, as you can see, get affected with this. It only says free. It's not a lot, but if you have intensify, I think it's intensify. It'll bring up more enemies, so that's good. But the problem is with this skill is that 75 is really good, but it doesn't really affect the enemies like it's really strong enemies. The low level enemies will kill them easily, but it's better than nothing actually. It just makes the damage that they deal to you back to them, so it just helps you killing them. Now the last skill, as I said, blessing. It's basically for utility, just to recover your health and your team's health. So always be warned that you have to tab and see your team's health and shield, because as I said, she is a support class. Always be looking to your team's health, and I always do that. I'm always looking there to my health, especially obviously because I don't want to die. And remember that in this build I have no redirection or vitality or vigor, any mod that actually gives you health or shields, and the reason why is because of blessing and of link. So basically, be looking the whole time, like most of the time. Just look sometimes to your team and see what are the health on, and don't forget to use energy vampires sometimes, just so you can recover your team energy. So yeah, guys, that's it. Yeah, she has a lot of changes. Like over the time, she has been like a pretty tankish Warframe. She is the most tankish Warframe, I would say. Rhino isn't that as much because he doesn't. He's only like tank for himself, but Trinity is tank for the team. That's why she's a support class. And I think that taking out the immortality with blessing is enough. They shouldn't just take out much more stuff. She's already good like this, so I really recommend you having Trinity. Um, every person should have Trinity. Just even if you don't use her, just leave her in your inventory. If you just really don't feel like using her, just delete it. But I really recommend you using her because she is a tankiest Warframe, and I really recommend it. So guys, thanks for watching it. The problem with me not making any videos nowadays is because I'm having a lot of school stuff. Next week I'll probably not have, and I'll just try to do more videos. So guys, hope you'll enjoy it. It was a bit of a strange video for normal, but yeah guys, thanks for watching it, and see you next episode for Epica. Bye.